Tesla stock the next Tesla stock? That may sound weird, but what I mean is, can they keep up this immense rate of growth? What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and we're finally going to be speaking about Tesla today. Full disclaimer from the start, I am not one of these people who knows Tesla inside out. I don't really watch videos on Tesla. I don't particularly keep up with the earnings. I'm not one of those people. I am not currently invested in them monetarily or emotionally. But as of late, I have made videos speaking about Hyliion, speaking about Nikola, speaking about NIO, and every single time people are asking me to speak about Tesla. And I give the people what they want, baby. Now I may miss out some information that you deem to be very important regarding Tesla, so if I do, I apologize. But we don't all spend our days refreshing Elon Musk's Twitter. In my eyes personally, Tesla is almost a little bit of an anomaly. I mean, they've literally never been profitable. And I'm all for investing in companies when they're not profitable. Sometimes it can mean you get in at a really good price, but Tesla is different. Tesla has this magical aura about it that just drags people in. So what about them is so exciting? And why does their price just continue to keep growing and growing? So we're going to split the video into two parts, and I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible. So in the first part of the video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons on why I think that you should buy Tesla stock, okay? The bull thesis. And for the second part of the video, I'll try and give 5 reasons why you shouldn't buy Tesla stock, or the bear thesis. Now, if you have any information that you think I missed out and is really important, please do drop it in the comment section below. Again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm one of these Tesla geniuses. I'm really not. I will admit it from the start. And of course, please drop the video a like. It helps me out absolutely massively, more than you understand. I am now full-time on YouTube. This is my only source of income. Your like could be the difference between me eating, you know, a cheese sandwich and a nice dinner. And if you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button. You're more than likely aware that we just hit 10,000 subs yesterday, and we also went up over 500 subs yesterday. The support is absolutely mind-blowing. I appreciate you all so much, and let's try to keep the momentum going just like Tesla has. So with that being said, let's get into the first part of today's video. The bull thesis. Why you should potentially buy Tesla. To be honest, one of my favorite things about Tesla is not their cars, not their Cybertrucks, not their semis. It's literally their mission statement, okay? And it's an incredible mission statement, and it's that their mission is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. And I mean, that's probably one of the greatest missions that anybody in this world could ever have. So I mean, earnings aside, cars aside, Elon Musk aside, I just love what they stand for, and I think that's really important in a company at times. And so their electric vehicles are a means to help transition the world to sustainable energy, because humans as a race want to take the easiest, most convenient route possible. And before Tesla, electric vehicles were a hassle. They were bad, they performed poorly, they weren't even comparable to diesel powered, whatever powered cars that we had. So Tesla came along and said, okay, well look, we have the solution already. It's an electric vehicle. We just have to make it so that people want it, okay? And that's what they did. They want to show people that electric vehicles can be better, quicker, and more fun to drive than gasoline cars. So right off the bat, this to me is one of the biggest long-term bull points that I think any company could ever have, okay? Is that they want to change the world for the better. And it's infinitely scalable. Literally. The more people that start driving these vehicles, the better off the world is going to be. I love what they stand for. Point number 2, they have some immense sales growth. And I know at the start of the video, I mentioned the fact that they were never profitable. But do they know how to sell? Tesla's revenue from fiscal year 2008 to 2019. And I mean, look at this. From 2017 to 2019, that has been some absolutely immense revenue growth. And if we want to see how that looks quarterly, I mean, since 2014, there has been many 80 to 100+% year-over-year quarterly growth periods, which I mean, that is absolutely insane. And here is the number of Tesla vehicles delivered worldwide from the 4th quarter 2015 to the 2nd quarter 2020. So obviously, in general, it's been a massive uptrend. I mean, it has its good quarters, has its bad quarters, blah, blah, blah. But overall, it's been insane growth, it is clear to see. So they have an amazing mission, and they have amazing sales growth. So regardless of the fact whether they're profitable or not, those are two absolutely fantastic things to see. The growth, especially since 2014, has just been fantastic. Point number 3, their losses have been getting smaller recently at least. So we're looking at Tesla's net loss, okay? And if we look at 2017, that was an absolutely terrible year. 2.241 billion in the red. 2018, 1.063 billion. 2019, 0.775 billion. And the last quarter of last year, Tesla actually posted a $105 million profit for the quarter. So the trend has definitely been good for Tesla the last couple of years. The fourth thing I love about Tesla, okay, is how far ahead they are technology-wise on a lot of their competitors. The cylindrical cell battery packs Tesla uses in his electric cars dropped to $158.27 per kilowatt hour last year, according to an EV battery research firm. The type of battery packs used by other automakers cost on average more than $200 per kilowatt per hour in 2019. So Tesla has the best technology by a considerable margin. Now, as far as I can tell, this is specifically speaking about their actual cars, so your Model 3, Model X, etc. Because if you've watched my video speaking about Hyliion definitely seems to have an edge in regards to their semi-truck, but Tesla's isn't even out yet, so things could change. I won't get too into that. But for now, their technology is the best by far. Tesla simply has been engineering these packs longer than its competitors, and therefore it has a technology lead that is significant. And that is clear to see. You know, they've been in the game longer, they're going to have the advantage. And it's not only that, but there are other advantages. Like, literally, it is probably one of the safest vehicles you could drive in the world. And they just look really, really nice. I would like to own a Model 3 someday. Oh, but the fact I want to own a Model 3 makes me feel like I should invest. Okay, and the last reason is just a little bit more practical and psychological. Tesla has hype, word of mouth, and this man Elon Musk on their side, okay? Everybody knows who Tesla is. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what age you are. If you even drive, you know who Tesla are. You've heard about them. People love Tesla, okay? They just do, because it's so exciting. I mean, they could change the world. That is their mission. That's what they want to do. They are innovators, and a lot of people love innovation, especially practical innovation like Tesla. They will serve a genuine purpose in the world and could help change the world. And that is why I believe one of the biggest reasons is that people believe in these guys and want these guys to succeed so much. Not only because you want to make money on the share price, but because it will lead to a better future for everyone. And people could use this as a positive or a negative. I mean, a lot of time, you know, hype means that a company gets overvalued very quickly, which, don't get me wrong, okay? I think to an extent Tesla could be overvalued. I could see a very realistic world where the price does come back down, but in the long term also I do definitely see Tesla costing a lot more than $1,200, but it is just so volatile. If we look at Yahoo Finance, okay, the average analyst right now has a hold rate. There are a lot of people with buy and strong buy ratings, but the analyst's average price target is at $713.81. So a lot of the analysts do believe that it could well be overvalued and could come back down at some stage. And if you go back and look at the 5-year chart, okay, it's not uncommon for Tesla to go up and down 25 to even 50% over a matter of a couple of weeks. So I would be in no way surprised if it was to come back down to that point where a lot of analysts are saying it could do. But at the exact same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it just kept going up. But there are 5 reasons why I believe that, you know, potentially you should buy Tesla. I mean, there is an awful lot of good about this company. Now, we're going to speak about 5 reasons why I think that you potentially shouldn't buy Tesla. First negative point, okay, is just their inconsistent cash flow. The first half of 2018, very poor net loss. The second half, we had some profits, still a small amount in comparison to the loss that they had earlier on in the year. 2019, the same thing. The first half of the year, very poor. The second half of the year, a little bit okay. What is interesting is that in the last 5 years, the only time Tesla has been profitable is in the last half of a year. So that is something interesting to keep in mind going into the last half of this year. But this is part of what creates that sheer and utter volatility. The fact that they can go up 30-40% or go down 30-40% in a matter of weeks is because of this inconsistency, which is something that would make me feel uncomfortable investing at Tesla when they have made new highs like they have done recently. And now I know from a long-term point of view, it doesn't really matter. You know, if you do genuinely believe, like ARK investing, that these guys could hit 7,000 in the medium to long term, who cares if you buy at 1,200? That's still a fantastic entry point. It's just a little bit too volatile to me, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel right investing at these highs in a company like Tesla that is so volatile. Because I've no problem investing at the highs. I mean, I've done it with Facebook, I've done it with Amazon, I've done it with Google. They're just not as volatile in nature as Tesla is. So this is one negative to me, it's just not consistent whatsoever. Next up, Tesla still needs to raise capital, despite Elon Musk coming out and saying that they no longer need to raise capital. Elon Musk, on Tesla's fourth quarter earnings call on January 29th, said, in light of that, it doesn't make sense to raise money because we expect to generate cash despite this growth level. And then only literally 2 weeks later, Tesla said it plans to generate more than $2 billion through an equity raise. And, okay, they will raise capital through equity by issuing 2.65 million shares, or up to about 3.05 million if underwriters exercise options to purchase additional shares. Not something you particularly want to see. When Elon Musk comes out and says that they don't need to get more capital, and then they go ahead and do it. And it doesn't seem like they need to do this, okay? But here might be one reason why they are doing it, which is a bad thing for current investors, okay? They wrapped up 2015 with free cash flow of more than 1 billion and cash of 6.3 billion. There wasn't an immediate need for Tesla to raise capital, but here's the kicker. Shares are up 30% since it reported earnings in late January because they were better than expected, okay? Such a steep rise in the company's stock price may have ultimately persuaded management to reconsider its stance on capital raises because now Tesla can raise more capital with less dilution than it could just a few weeks ago. But there is still dilution. And if Tesla thinks like this, then every time the company goes up, there's going to be more and more dilution, which ultimately means that they will more than likely grow slower than they could. Now, it didn't really seem to matter because since then, boom, the stock price has absolutely skyrocketed anyway, but it is still something I don't really like to see. Share dilution is never a good thing for investors, unless the company is borderline going bankrupt and they need to survive, but that is not Tesla. The third thing, okay, is that their momentum a lot of the time is more so based off of volume and hype, nothing to do with changing fundamentals or anything that Tesla even does. There are a lot of people very, very emotionally invested in Tesla, and when you're emotionally invested, if you see a company's price going up, you are going to click that buy button regardless of what just happened. And I think if there's ever been a period in history where we see just how much hype can affect a stock price, it has been now. Remember when Hertz filed bankruptcy and for whatever reason they went up nearly 600%. Remember when CNBC had an interview with the CEO of NAT and a few YouTubers put up videos on that, and for next to no reason whatsoever, they went up well over 200% in the span of 2 weeks, over nearly 100% in a day, and then proceeded to crash back down, ruining everybody's hopes and dreams. Remember with Carnival when there was nothing but bad news and they went up close to 200% and then they just proceeded to lose, 40 odd percent of that value just as quickly. And things are still looking terrible for this company, but they're still more or less going up. Hype and momentum is real in today's stock market. There's a lot of new investors. There's a lot of investors who don't look into a company, they just buy when everybody else is buying. And I think that Tesla is one of these companies. Now don't get me wrong, there's been people in this for years and years who know everything there is to know about the company. But since the start of this year, the volumes we've seen in Tesla have been some of the highest we have ever seen. Full stop. And what can overbuying a company do? It can lead to a sell-off. I mean, we even kind of saw it here to an extent. There was a big spike in people buying in February and it went up and then it came down very quickly. Now, I know a lot of this was to do with the Roni, etc., but still. It is just something worrying to me and I would see it as a negative point to an extent. If you're somebody who bought 5 years ago, it is a good point, okay? Because it's going to push the stock's price higher than it potentially should. But if you're looking to get into Tesla, I think it's a bad point. I want to speak about Tesla's growth potential, and I don't mean their stock price growth potential, I mean their actual production growth potential. Tesla expect that this year will comfortably exceed 500,000 electric car sales. So as of right now, they have a total of up to 640,000 cars per year, the absolute maximum that they can produce. And it is expected to be up to 740,000 per year by mid-2020. A Bank of America analyst and Tesla bear John Murphy says Tesla's vehicle delivery growth has been quite impressive, which it has been. However, he says Tesla's entire production capacity is still just a little bit more than a single General Motors Co. or Ford Motor Co. plant. Now the thing is, okay, the market share, okay, the electric vehicle market share grew to 1.8% in March 2019. It's growing, but it represents a tiny fraction of all cars in the US. So as of right now, it's a growing marketplace, but it's still tiny. I mean, the room for expansion looks quite small right now, but who knows? That's Tesla's mission. They want to change this fact. And the last one, guys, again, it's just a psychological thing. It's nothing crazy. The last week, up over 21%. I don't think it's justified, so from a short-term point of view, keeping in mind everything I've just spoken about, I definitely have no interest in buying them at this price. Definitely not. But at the end of the day, it's Tesla. Tesla just does whatever it wants. It doesn't care. All in all, do I think Tesla is a good buy? And to be completely honest, yes. I could easily see a world where Tesla is a $5,000+ stock in the medium term. Let's not even say the long term, in the medium term. I could also see a world where in the short term, Tesla is a $600 stock. And I'm all for a bit of risk. I'm all for some fun money. Right now, Tesla is not very interesting to me. I also think that having them in my portfolio, I would just spend so much time keeping up to date with them. It's just not something I really want to be doing right now. But I completely and utterly understand why people would buy them, even at these prices of $1,200 a share, even after a 20% increase in 1 week. I completely do understand why, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad decision. It just isn't for me. So again, guys, I'm not a Tesla guru. I'm definitely not trying to pretend to be. I've just been asked about them a lot, so I'm just giving my personal thoughts and opinions on them. I see both sides of the story. Overall, I do think they're an absolutely amazing company, and I do see a seriously bright future for the company. I'm just not too interested at this price point of $1,200 a share. I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully I did give you at least some sort of value. I know it probably wasn't the most in-depth Tesla video you've seen in your life, but hopefully you enjoyed it nonetheless. Please do remember to drop the video a like, because it does help me out so much. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you all for tomorrow's video. Have a great day. Peace.